Hello everyone. Today I wanted to follow up on something I talked about in a previous video. See, I made a face reveal video, and in that video I talked about wanting to make a really beginner guide to what DC20 is. I wanted to talk about the game in a way where a complete beginner who has never played a single TTRPG can learn more about the game and get interested to then move on to my beginner guide series. But to be honest, in the past few weeks I've really come to realize that actually plenty of people have already stepped up to the plate on this, and people are still stepping up to the plate on this. And to be honest, I'm not really the best person for those kinds of videos. I'm much better at detailed breakdowns of systems that I understand and getting into the weeds a little bit more. There are people who make much more engaging and much more down-to-earth videos to explain things to people who have absolutely no frame of reference. So I wanted to shout out a couple of other videos in this video to talk about where you should start if you want to learn what DC20 is. Someone has talked about it, you have no clue what DC20 is, or maybe you know what DC20, but what D&D is, but you heard about DC20, but you want to learn what it is. And I want to explain how you can learn more. First off, the best place to start is to watch the video by the Dungeon Coach himself. He is the creator of the system, and he made a video that is linked in the description talking about what the game is. That's probably a good place to start, but to be honest, it might be a little bit more complicated to understand and better for players who have some experience with TTRPGs and maybe have like an inkling of what DC20 is supposed to be. So instead, let me shout out two videos in particular that are great if you've never played a TTRPG. In fact, if you're sitting here thinking, what is a TTRPG? These are the videos I would recommend to you. The first is a video made by friends of the channel, Bardic Aggravation, and they're really explaining what a TTRPG is in a much longer form and specifically honing in on DC20. Watching that video should get you a basic idea of what the game is about and what playing it really means. The other video is made by another friend of the channel, Tori. She does a really good breakdown on what D&D is and explaining D&D to someone who has never played a game like a TTRPG. Now, while obviously I'm talking about DC20, I think Tori's video on D&D does a really good job explaining a lot of the same basic concepts that are going to translate very well to DC20. At a very, very basic level, these two games share a lot in common, and the basics of understanding what they are, what they do, and why you'd want to play them really overlap heavily. And then once you have an idea of what D&D is or what DC20 is and how TTRPGs work, then maybe you can come back to my channel and watch my Basic Guide 2 series, which is a playlist I have linked in the description. All of these videos are linked in the description. And if you already know about D&D, maybe you actually feel confident with D&D, you know how to play it, you know the rules, and you're just interested in how DC20 is different, then I highly recommend you check out my D&D to DC20 video. That's going to give you a much better idea of what the changes are in the rules between D&D and DC20. So this is really what I wanted to do with this video. Sort of a short video, but I wanted to talk to people about where to go check out some of this information, and really saying that unfortunately I will not be making these kinds of videos on my channel. I think that a lot of other people will do a better job at it, and I would rather leave the space for them and focus on the things that I know how to do better, which is these much more detailed breakdowns in my Basic Guide 2 series and Advanced Guide 2 series. So hopefully you check out more of the game and learn about any TTRPG, and if you find yourself interested in DC20, hopefully you come back to my channel and learn more, or just play the game in general. It's always great to see people invested in that hobby. Okay, thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, have the best time.